What is good, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee Talk tapping back in with some more news for you guys. Make sure to get up in them comments. Let's talk. First subject I wanted to cover here. If you guys remember, some months back, Trick out of Detroit got on social media, got on Instagram, and put out a post putting up a reward, leading to the arrest or, information on this heinous, disturbing, disgusting crime against a family, against a 6-year-old child. Now, people reacted to this in many different ways. You know what I mean? Some people were saying, yo, Trick, like, what are you doing? Working with the police and things of that nature. And I recently just saw Trick on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. He did it about a week ago. Good episode, interesting episode. Let me know if y'all caught that. Let me know your guys' thoughts. But that was one of the things they asked Trick about, like, how do you, like, talk to us about that, basically. And Trick flat out came out and said, crimes against kids, against families and stuff like that, you gotta go. You gotta get up out of here. Like, we have no problem turning you over to the law. Now, I always talk on this channel, and I mean, this is a discussion that goes on all over the place about snitching, civilians, street individuals, etc. You know what I mean? And I always put it out there to y'all that Jay Coffee Talk is a square, a family man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I'm just curious to know what you guys think about this, because Trick stood on those words and was like, when it comes to that stuff, I have no problem turning you over to the law. Like, basically, F all that being tough-ish. People like that have no place in society. And he actually went on to say, if he had his way, there would be like a very large percent of the population that would just be annihilated, more or less, and would be gone if he had his way. But, he's like, I don't. You know what I mean? I live in this society. And, Trick kind of spoke about maturing in his age and stuff like that, and he more or less said he stands on that. He's glad that individual was caught. The police, he actually congratulated that the police did very good work on that case and were on top of that and got that animal up off the streets for what he did. And he said, he's good with what he did, and he's cool if other individuals have problems with it. It doesn't bother him. And I just kind of, hearing this interview and hearing him speak back on that situation, I just kind of wanted to tap back in with everyone and see what you guys think about this. The street individuals, everyone. You know what I mean? What is your thoughts on this? You know what I'm saying? When there's just demons, evil, sick people that will hurt families, children, and things like that. In these situations, do you commend what Trick did or is saying there? Or, if you're a street dude, can you just not co-sign that no matter what? You know what I mean? I honestly feel like the streets are the streets, and I understand that. But personally, in a lot of situations, I hear a lot of people say this, that sometimes the image and being tough all the time just goes too far and just doesn't really match up with reality. But I don't know. I want to know what you guys think about that. Like I said, this is just a sick, sadistic SOB that had to go. And, I don't know. Tap in. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? But moving along to the next story that we got that I wanted to cover. I'm sure you guys might have already seen this. Rapper The Game is just looking really bad out here. I constantly mention on this channel how when it comes to The Game, musically, I've rocked with The Game for a long time. I really have, But he says a lot of funny style stuff, a lot of inconsistencies. The Game just, sometimes you're like, what is up with this dude? You know what I mean? And this whole tag artist scam that's been exposed and been brought up and reported on numerous times is hitting the news again, because a lot of the artists that The Game got have kind of banded together and spoke out, and media outlets are picking this up, and The Game is just looking real funny style with what he's doing here. If you see, like, because what they were talking about, we already knew that this was more or less a scam and that a lot of artists are doing this, right? But and some people felt different ways, like, nah, the artists know what they're paying for, etc. You gotta pay to play, or some ish, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta pay your dues to get in the game. It is what it is. It's like paying for promotion. But we're seeing these like mixtapes, if you want to call them, or playlists that the game's putting out are super suspect, because like, it's all in this article, and then you can even go look at some of this. He's not putting it on his verified accounts. He's putting it on some old other ish, and he's just pumping out a whole bunch of these mixtapes. There's Not Playing Games Volume 1, 2, and 3. There's Head Games Volume 1, 2, and 3. Rules of the Game Volume 7. So there was another 6 of those. There's all these mixtapes. There's another one too I didn't mention. What's this? End Games Volume 3. Anything that he can just put game into, you know what I'm saying, that he hasn't done already, he's naming it a mixtape. He's hitting these artists and reportedly getting them for $500 to $1,000, and he's putting it on these BS playlists and mixtapes where these things are getting 200 views, 150 views. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ish is crazy. Like, I joke around about this YouTube platform that I got, that I'm always on the grind. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I can get better YouTube numbers than a lot of what these guys are paying the game real money to get. And this is just horrible. Like, in my book, the game goes down so many notches. Like, I just don't understand how it's came this far. Game JC on, like, what are you doing out here? I just can't respect this or co-sign this at all. With the other artists that have been doing this, I don't know if it's the exact same ish they're doing to a T with these suspect ass playlists and such, but I'm guessing it probably is, because from my understanding, right, the more that this tagging artist scam gets exposed, it's seeming almost like the artists strike a deal with someone and almost allow this company or bots or whatever to take charge of their social medias and reach out to people and do this. I don't know. That's what it seems like, because a lot of the DMs that you'll see coming from other artists are the exact same. But regardless, Game seems to be going harder with this than anyone. Like, I think he has out the most mixtapes. Some of them just got put up 3 days ago. It's been happening for months now. And this is just like, this is some bullshit. And I just really can't believe that this is like what Game's doing now. You know what I mean? We know he's had all kinds of situations, lawsuits and everything like that. But goddamn, Game, like, this is what you do? You know what I mean? Like, work harder, or I don't know, like, do something. I don't know. This just ain't it. I'm not feeling this shit. Start blogging. I seen Game a while back dissing rappers who are blogging. Like, it's more noble than what you're doing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I salute anyone out here making content. That's not my feelings in any way. You know what I mean? I love making my content. Anyone else out there who's doing it, salute. You know what I'm saying? And as always, if you support this platform, hit me up. I'll definitely tap in with your stuff. You know what I mean? But Game was out here talking like rappers that are bloggers are like beneath him or something. You're out here stealing $500 off people for these fake ass mixtape scam. Like, I'm not feeling this at all. And Game is just officially, if he wasn't before, he's on some bozo-ish now. You know what I'm saying? Like, when his one album came out, we saw that the whole Prolific Records or Prolific LA or whatever it was, he had to change his because Faith Evans already owned the rights to the name or whatever for record labels. We seen that was something where he was basically cooking the books, you know. And then Whack 100 even chimed in on his Instagram at one point in time when someone was talking about suing Game or something. Whack like was putting it out there like, That ain't in Jay Zion's name. It's in my name. Like, they're moving money around, they're doing all this stuff. Like, the game was trying to, run from those lawsuits for years with 40 Glock, with this female, with other people, off-duty cop that he punched in the face in a pickup basketball game. And side conversation, he gets no points for that neither. That shit was corny. I don't know, man. Like, I hate to see this in a sense, like I said, because I was a big fan of the game, but it's like there's been suspect things before, and now with this is just downright despicable, in my opinion. So hit the comments with your thoughts on that. And last thing, man, Benny the Butcher, y'all already know over here on J Coffee Talk, the whole Griselda movement gets much love. Top artist in the game, no question. Benny shared an update, as we know. Plugs I Met 2 EP, is coming. Exclusively joint project produced by Harry Fraud, which is like, he had a recent jump off with Hitboy. Now he's doing one with Harry Fraud. Like, Benny the Butcher's out here making serious moves. But Plugs I Met 2 is dropping March 19th. I can't wait. You see the artwork. I'm amped for it. Y'all let me know if you guys can't wait for that one to drop neither. Hit the comments. But that's going to conclude this video. Let's talk about all these topics. Like I said, Benny's jump off is dropping soon. The game, like, just out here robbing people on some petty-ish. Like, I'm really, like, the game's got to be broke. You notice, too, there was a lot of times over the past year or two, anytime anyone made any reference to the game being broke, he had to get on social media and try to floss like he wasn't. You know what I mean? And let people know, because his feelings were hurt. And it's like, there's some truth to that. We're seeing that now. Or if that ain't the case, then he's just a thief for no reason. Like, I don't know what's going on with this dude. And then we got Trick, speaking once again on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast about, the reward he put up. Can y'all rock with that or not? Let's talk about it all. It's J Coffee Talk logging out. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to sub to the channel. I'm out of here, y'all. Much love. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.